Hello guys and gals and welcome. So today I'm going to be doing another Runeword video. You guys thought that I forgot, but I have been collecting the runes and the correct bases for some of these items, and I have managed to put together one specifically, which is not perfect base, but it is a base nonetheless. And this is the memory Runeword Archon, and I put it in an Archon staff. The memory Runeword is Lum, Io, Sol, Eth. It's not particularly difficult to make, with the Lum rune being one of the rarest items in there. I guess Lum and Io are considered kind of ish rare, but honestly, I have so many of them, I don't even know what to do with them all. As far as Lum runes are concerned, I have three on me, and I have a whole, like, another set of 5 or 6 on a mule. And then the Io runes, I don't know what it is about the Io runes, but I've got about 10 or 12 Io runes. So Io runes and Soul runes, Lum runes are not particularly rare, and Soul and Eth runes are very common. So not exactly a hard one to put together. Now, when it comes to the stats of this particular item, we've got a lot going on. So we've got +3 Sorceress skills, which is pretty darn sweet, right? And it's going to have a large amount of plus to skills if you're actually going to use it. It's got 33% faster cast, which is also very nice. And this particular Runeword is actually relatively low level. I know because I made it an Archon staff, it says level 66, but it is actually a level 37 Runeword, and it's actually very powerful at level 37. We've got +9 to min damage, which of course doesn't matter for us. We've got negative 25% target's defense, I guess if you want to go in there and do some bonking. And then here we come to the real meat and potatoes of this. It gives us +3 static field. My staff has +1, which adds together for +4. So we're looking at +3 and +3 to energy shield. And then another, if we can find a +3 staff, another +3 to energy shield. And we'll be looking at a total of +9 to energy shield when using this particular item. And there is no set of 2 items that you are going to be able to use that is going to be able to really counter this, unless you happen to find yourself a really nice +2 orb with +3 energy shield. Then you would be looking at 3, 4, 5, and then with a +2 shield, 6, 7, and it's still not +9. So if you're trying to pre-buff for energy shield, this is actually a very good way to do a pre-buff on energy shield. As you can see, I'm running a spirit sword, and I also have a spirit shield laying around somewhere. But even if I were to be using a spirit sword and a spirit shield, that would only be +4. And right now my energy shield is at 26. So if I swap over really quickly, you will see that my energy shield goes to level 31, which is really high. And that level 31 is going to let me get a lot more damage absorption. And this is really the big thing about Energy Shield and why this is so important. So if you are going to be an Energy Shield Sorceress, I would recommend making yourself a memory. You're going to need to find a memory that has +3 to Energy Shield on it. That is the money maker. Mine only had +1, but I was running out of patience looking for the perfect base, so you will forgive me. Now this particular item also has some other stats on it, so let's go over those too. We also have +2 to static field, which means you will get 3, 4, 5 to static field at level 37, which is not bad. Static field increases its range as it gets higher level, and max static field can actually be extremely powerful because of the range. You can literally hit everything on the screen at one time. We also have 50% enhanced defense, which means that this will actually beef up our defense when we're wielding it. So you can see we have 578 to 867. We also can tag in our armor, and our armor will multiply that a little bit more. So we got 1,242 defense. We also have 10 vitality, which is always nice to have a little bit of extra life. We've got 10 to energy, which is always nice to have a little bit of extra mana. And because this is focused around energy shield, it definitely is nice to have that extra mana. As you can see, I have 777 mana right now. And when I put on the staff, I go to 932. And the reason for this is because not only does it have +10 energy, it also has increases maximum mana by 20%. So as you can see, this staff is really kind of focused around an energy shield sorceress. It's giving you +9 total if you find the right base to energy shield. It's giving you increase to your maximum mana, and it's also giving you plus to energy, which is also going to increase your mana, and then your increased maximum mana will also increase the energy bonus. So it is a nice little chunk of mana. We also have magic damage reduced by 7, which is also very good for energy shield sorceresses, and of course 50% damage taken goes to undead. Now, none of these are variable. This staff has absolutely no variables, and everything will be the same every single time you craft this. So if you are planning to be an energy shield sorceress, keep your eyes out for a +3 energy shield staff, maybe perhaps with some other modifiers, and make yourself this. It doesn't matter if it's an Archon staff or a really low-level staff, as long as it has 4 sockets. That's all you need. Now, one thing that people do use this staff for on an energy shield sorceress, even when they do decide to go with other sets, like for instance a Spirit Sword and a Gurk's Sanctuary Pavis, they use it specifically for pre-buffing. So what you would do is you would go ahead and use your energy shield and your other abilities, and then you would swap back. And now your energy shield has the higher level. So at level 26, I've only got 81% absorption, but if I swap, you notice now I have 86%. And the goal would be to get this to its highest level possible, which is, I believe, 95% is the highest that you can possibly get energy shield. And then what you do is, for that other 5%, you actually use things like damage reduced by, magic damage reduced by, and so forth and so on to sort of like complete the last 5%, because energy shield actually calculates before the damage reduced by numbers, and so what's left over goes to your health, and the damage reduced by and the magic damage reduced by numbers actually really assist you in achieving that 100%. So most of the time when you're wearing the correct armor, when you have 95% absorption, like for instance when you're running Gurk's Sanctuary Pavis, and another good one to wear on an energy shield sorceress is Gladiator's Bane, just simply because of the damage reduced by 19, the magic damage reduced by 19. It also has Cannot Be Frozen, which is kind of nice, but really what you're looking for there is all of these damage reduced by numbers. The damage reduced by on the Gurk's Sanctuary, the damage reduced by on the Gladiator's Bane. And it would be impolite to talk about an energy shield sorceress without talking about how you build the character. Now, once you've built your character correctly and you've got your massive mana pool and all that stuff, you can pretty much go out into anywhere and get beat down. Now, mine is not quite maxed out, so I will still have damage transfer to my health. And this is hell difficulty. Of course, the first monster I run into is a mana burn monster, the devastating enemy of the energy shield sorceress. But as you can see, because of how I have my character built, my mana regenerates massively fast. Unfortunately, the energy shield has already gone down though, because once you lose your mana, your energy shield disappears. So we've got to recast our energy shield, and of course I swapped it to my memory to do that. And as you can see here, I'm barely taking any damage to my actual HP, and most of it is coming straight off my mana. Of course, these monsters right here drain mana, which is, of course, not nice. Let's go, Vikayat. This energy shield sorceress is not complete. I need to max out her mana. I need to get her some Sojas. She's not wearing Sojas right now. The Sojas will increase her mana pool even more. The more her mana pool increases, the more her mana regenerates. It's the way that mana works. So if you guys are unaware of this, the larger your mana pool, the faster it regenerates. To the point where literally if your mana pool is like 2,000 mana and you've got maximum warmth, you literally will regenerate your mana almost instantaneously. It's amazing. And I've actually done it before. On hacked characters, I take a character and I'll give her like 8,000 mana just for laughs and give her level 20 warmth. And she will literally regenerate all of her mana in about, literally like about a half a second. I would literally spam her highest mana ability with 200% faster cast, and I literally could not get her mana to go away. And even when mana burn monsters would hit me, my mana would regenerate almost instantaneously, which was amazing. And one day she will be there. One day she will be to that point, but this is not that particular point. I actually was using Frosties on her for a little while just to get the extra mana, and I swapped over to the Mage Fists for the fire skills. But I think I might swap back because the mana pool is suffering. And of course, as an energy shield sorceress, my mana is not only, you know, my source of damage, it's also my source of life, and that's very important. Anyway, as this particular rune word goes, as you can see, it does have some powerful uses at level 37, which is where you could create it. And granted, you do have a spirit and the spirit sword plus, because you can't use monarch, spirit monarch until like level what, 56. So you would have to use a +2 spirit sword and a +1 shield. So you'd be looking at +3. This actually would be a little bit better than a spirit and a non-spirit shield, especially if you found the right base. I could definitely see, you know, something very specific to your character, like for instance, if you were going to build energy shield, you could build this and then grab, you know, like something with +3 to your respective skill that you're building. And you could use that for a little while until you can get access to the Spirit Monarch Shield. And then once you get access to the Spirit Monarch Shield, you got +2/+2, and then you've got the 35% and the 35% faster cast, and this thing just sort of falls off. But for a very short period of time, from the level of 37 to like 55, this actually does have some pretty sweet uses on a sorceress. And then on top of that, we've also got other things about this, you know, the pre-buffing. So it can be used very effectively to pre-buff for energy shield. So if you would like to have some energy shield on your sorceress, even if you're not an energy shield sorceress, maybe just wanted to try and protect your life, this is a very interesting use to pre-buff for that. It's also an interesting one for static field, because if you were to find a +3 static field staff, you could theoretically have +3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So +8 to static field. And if you were maxing static field, you could have, you know, level 28 static field with this particular item plus all your other plus skills. And even if you weren't maxing static field, you know what you could use this for is you could find a +3 static field, throw this on your offhand, swap to it so that you could static down a large group of monsters relatively quickly. Even if you only had 1 point in static field, this would mean you would have level 9 static field. And let's go take a look and see what the range is on the level 9 static field. 8.6 yards, not bad. And that's actually really, really sweet. So 8.6 yards is going to hit a lot of monsters. And then let's assume you've got some other plus to skill equipment. So maybe you're using a +1 helmet, so level 9. And then maybe you've got a +1 armor, so level 10. Maybe you've got a +1 amulet, so level 11. So not bad. You'd be looking at 10-yard radius, and a 10-yard radius is almost as big as some auras have. Conviction is only 13 yards. So you're 3 yards shy of conviction, which is pretty sweet. Which means you're literally going to be able to static pretty much everything on the screen. And then what you could do is you could swap back to your main weapon. If you did put a couple points into static, you could get that up to a really nice level. For instance, if you were at level 20 static, like if you capped it out, you could bring this up to. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up the Amazon Basin, which is a website that has all of the levels of a skill, all the way up to like level 100. So for instance, with this particular one, let's say for instance we are level 20 base. We've got a +2 helmet, so 22. We've got +2 armor, so we've got 24. +2 necklace, 26. Plus. I'm trying to think. 26. Let's do the belt too. 27. And then plus this, the memory staff, which is +8. So 27 + 8, which it's got to be an odd number. So we're looking at level 35 static with this particular staff, which means we are going to have a radius of 26 yards. Holy Jesus. There is literally nothing within range that wouldn't be hit by the level 35 static. Ooh, my goodness. So to give you kind of an idea of of how effective static can be in those situations. Now, granted, if you were to use this, what you would probably do is you would maybe teleport around. You'd get the cows sort of grouped up a little bit. You would swap to the staff. You would right-click, and use your static as many times as you needed until they hit the 50% HP barrier. And then you would swap back to your main set, and you would start casting Blizzard or Firewall or whatever it is that you're using. You've got to imagine that if there are like 100 cows on the screen, and you deal 50% of 100 cows HP in damage, that is a lot of cows times 100 cows. A lot of HP times 100 cows, and it can be extremely, extremely effective. Now, granted, you don't necessarily, if you're a max energy shield sorceress, you don't even necessarily need this to beef it up. But it would be so much fun to have a 26-yard static field. That's pretty OP. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching these videos, and I feel like I've rambled on long enough for memory. Do expect some more Runeword videos. I'm trying to organize and get them together. In fact, I would even say, if any of you guys and gals want to volunteer to lend me one of these Runewords so that I can do a video on it, I would be more than happy to get my hands on it. I'm actually, I don't have any of the claw Runewords yet because I don't have any claw bases. And I think there's a couple others like Kingslayer that I haven't done, and so forth and so on. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and keep watching.